Our minds are powerful. They have the ability to create entire worlds within seconds. With just a single thought, we can be transported to a different time, place, or even a different reality. This incredible power of our minds is both a gift and a challenge. We have so many thoughts every day. In fact, it's estimated that the average person has around 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts per day. That's a staggering number. These thoughts can range from mundane daily tasks to profound reflections on life. They can be fleeting or persistent, positive or negative. They can be about anything from what we need to buy at the grocery store, to memories from our childhood, to dreams about our future. Our thoughts are incredibly diverse and can cover a vast array of topics. Sometimes they can even surprise us with their randomness. Sometimes our thoughts feel true. They can be so vivid and convincing that we might mistake them for reality. For instance, if we think about a past mistake, we might feel the same emotions we felt at that moment, even if it happened years ago. Our thoughts have the power to evoke strong emotions and reactions. But it's important to remember, thoughts are not always facts. Just because we think something doesn't mean it's true. Our minds can sometimes play tricks on us, making us believe things that aren't based on reality. This is why it's crucial to question our thoughts and not take them at face value. Think of your mind like a movie screen. Just as a movie screen displays different scenes and stories, our minds project various thoughts and scenarios. These mental movies can be entertaining, dramatic, or even frightening. But just like movies, they are not real life. Movies can be exciting, sad, or scary. They can make us laugh, cry, or jump out of our seats. Similarly, our thoughts can evoke a wide range of emotions. But it's essential to remember that movies are scripted and staged. They are not a reflection of reality, but rather a creation of someone's imagination. But they aren't real life. Just as we can turn off a movie or walk out of a theater, we can choose to let go of certain thoughts. We have the power to decide which thoughts to entertain and which to dismiss. This ability to discern and manage our thoughts is a valuable skill. Thoughts are like movies in our minds. They can be captivating and immersive, but they are not always a true representation of reality. By recognizing this, we can gain a better understanding of our mental landscape and navigate it more effectively. Just because we think something doesn't mean it's true. Our thoughts can be influenced by various factors such as our mood, environment, and past experiences. It's important to critically evaluate our thoughts and not accept them blindly. We can have happy thoughts, sad thoughts, or even scary thoughts. Our emotional state can greatly influence the nature of our thoughts. For example, when we're feeling down, our thoughts might be more negative. Conversely, when we're in a good mood, our thoughts tend to be more positive. Learning to tell the difference between our thoughts and reality is important. By practicing mindfulness and self-awareness, we can become more attuned to our thought patterns and learn to distinguish between what is real and what is merely a product of our imagination. This awareness can lead to greater mental clarity and emotional well-being. Where do our thoughts come from? Our past experiences, the things people say, and even our feelings can create thoughts. From the moment we are born, we start collecting memories and experiences. These early moments, like our first steps, our first words, and our first friendships, all contribute to the way we think and perceive the world. The stories our parents tell us, the lessons we learn in school, and the interactions we have with friends and strangers alike all shape our thought processes. As we grow older, our thoughts become more complex. They are influenced by the emotions we feel. Happiness, sadness, anger, and fear all play a role in the formation of our thoughts. For instance, when we feel happy, our thoughts tend to be more positive and optimistic. On the other hand, when we are sad or angry, our thoughts can become negative and pessimistic. Emotions are powerful drivers of our thought patterns, and they can sometimes lead us to conclusions that aren't entirely accurate. If someone was mean to us, we might start to have negative thoughts about ourselves. These thoughts can be deeply ingrained and hard to shake off. For example, if we were bullied as children, we might carry those negative thoughts into adulthood, affecting our self-esteem and confidence. It's important to recognize that these thoughts are not a true reflection of our worth. They are simply the result of past experiences that have left a mark on our psyche. If we see something scary on the news, we might start to worry about our safety. The media has a significant impact on our thoughts and emotions. Constant exposure to negative news can lead to anxiety and fear. It's crucial to be mindful of the information we consume and how it affects our mental state. Taking breaks from the news and focusing on positive stories can help mitigate these negative effects. Sometimes our thoughts are just habits. We might find ourselves thinking the same things over and over again simply because we are used to it. These habitual thoughts can be both positive and negative. For instance, if we have a habit of thinking positively, it can lead to a more optimistic outlook on life. Conversely, if we have a habit of negative thinking, it can lead to a pessimistic and defeatist attitude. Recognizing these patterns is the first step towards changing them. We might think the same negative things over and over again, even if they aren't true. These repetitive negative thoughts can lead to anxiety and depression. It's important to challenge these thoughts and replace them with more positive and realistic ones. Cognitive behavioral techniques, such as reframing and positive affirmations, can be helpful in breaking the cycle of negative thinking. It's important to remember that our thoughts are not always our friends. They can sometimes be misleading and unhelpful. Just because we think something doesn't mean it's true. Our thoughts are influenced by a variety of factors, including our past experiences, emotions, and the information we consume. By becoming more aware of these influences, we can start to take control of our thoughts and steer them in a more positive direction. Sometimes our thoughts can be mean, wrong, or unhelpful. It's essential to develop strategies to manage these thoughts. Mindfulness and meditation can help us become more aware of our thought patterns and learn to let go of negative thoughts. Journaling can also be a useful tool for processing and understanding our thoughts. By writing down our thoughts, we can gain a clearer perspective and identify any patterns that may be holding us back. Remember, we have the power to change our thoughts and, in turn, change our lives. So, how can we stop believing every thought we have? The first step is to notice our thoughts. Pay attention to what's going on in your mind. Next, ask yourself, is this thought helpful? Is it true? What's the evidence? Imagine you're nervous about a presentation. You might think, I'm going to mess this up. That's not helpful. Instead, try thinking, I've prepared for this and I'm going to do my best. See the difference? When we learn to question our thoughts, we feel calmer and happier. Our minds are often filled with a constant stream of thoughts, many of which are negative or unhelpful. By taking a step back and examining these thoughts, we can start to see them for what they are. Just thoughts, not facts. This realization can bring a profound sense of peace and happiness. It allows us to break free from the grip of our fears and anxieties and to live more fully in the present moment. We make better decisions because we aren't letting our fears control us. When we are not ruled by our fears, we can think more clearly and make choices that are in our best interest. This clarity of mind helps us to navigate life's challenges with greater ease and confidence. We become more resilient and better equipped to handle whatever comes our way. By questioning our thoughts and not letting fear dictate our actions, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and opportunities. Remember, you are not your thoughts, you are the thinker. This distinction is crucial. Our thoughts do not define us. They are simply mental events that come and go. By recognizing this, we can create a sense of distance between ourselves and our thoughts. This distance allows us to observe our thoughts without getting caught up in them. It gives us the freedom to choose which thoughts to engage with and which ones to let go of. This practice of mindful awareness can transform our relationship with our thoughts and bring a greater sense of peace and clarity. You have the power to choose which thoughts to believe and which ones to let go of. This power is within you. By practicing mindfulness and self-awareness, you can learn to identify the thoughts that serve you and those that do not. You can choose to let go of the thoughts that cause you stress and anxiety and to focus on the ones that bring you peace and happiness. This process of letting go can be incredibly liberating. It allows you to take control of your mental landscape and to create a more positive and peaceful inner world. Learning to manage our thoughts takes practice. It is not something that happens overnight. It requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to be kind to ourselves. Mindfulness exercises, such as meditation, can be incredibly helpful in this process. They teach us to observe our thoughts without judgment and to bring our attention back to the present moment. With regular practice, we can develop the skills needed to manage our thoughts more effectively and to cultivate a greater sense of inner peace. Be kind to yourself and keep practicing. Self-compassion is a key component of this journey. It is important to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a friend. When we are kind to ourselves, we create a supportive inner environment that allows us to grow and thrive. We become more resilient and better able to handle life's challenges. So be gentle with yourself and remember that every step you take on this path is a step towards greater peace and happiness. The more you do it, the easier it will become to find peace and happiness in your everyday life. With consistent practice, the skills you develop will become second nature. You will find it easier to let go of negative thoughts and to focus on the positive. You will become more mindful and present in your daily activities, and you will experience greater joy and peace in your life. This journey is not always easy, but it is incredibly rewarding. So, keep practicing and know that you have the power to create a more peaceful and happy life for yourself.